everybody, welcome back to Bebop's Kitchen. Welcome to those of you who are new to my channel. Today I want to make a cake for you that I tried the other day. If you follow me, you see the other day I posted a recipe or a video for lemon mousse that was just out of this world. And my granddaughter Ruthie, she said, Bebop, this would be so good on a vanilla cake. So we had a church dinner and I fixed a cake like that and carried it, and of course I didn't bring any back. It was all eaten. It is really delicious, and so I'm going to make another one today. Clayton's oldest son and his family have gotten here last night from Missouri, and we are cooking ribs and getting together with some family members, and I want to fix this cake to carry. But now today I'm going to try something a little different from the one I did the other night. The one I did the other day, I just totally frosted it with the mousse. But today I'm going to do the mousse in between the layers on top, but on the outside of the layers I am going to encase it with a fluffy white frosting, and then I'm going to put coconut on it. So fingers crossed that it turns out delicious. I think it will. So I want to give this a try. I've got to really get busy, get this in the oven. So I'm going to start by showing you the list of ingredients that it takes to do this. So here's the list. Let's get started. You will need all-purpose flour, granulated sugar, Crisco or all vegetable shortening, butter, eggs, milk, baking powder, salt, heavy whipping cream, vanilla extract, cornstarch, turmeric, Karo syrup, lemon juice, coconut, and you will also need water. Okay, the first step that I'm going to take in making this cake is I'm going to go ahead and get my mousse cooking, my curd, and get it ready. You have to cook your curd. It has to be chilled, and then you combine it with heavy whipping cream. So I want to get my curd cooked so that I can get it cooling, and then I will get my cake in the oven, which the cake also has to be totally cooled. But I think the cake would cool quicker than this curd will. So let's get the curd cooking. Boy, that's a tongue twister. Let's get the curd cooking and get this cake underway. So this is the first thing we're going to do now. You want to just go ahead and put everything in your pot. And this is lemon juice from my lemons off of my lemon tree. Okay, I am going to put my cornstarch in my water and dissolve it, because you don't want your cornstarch to be lumpy. And if you don't get it good and dissolved, it'll be lumpy, and you cannot get rid of those lumps. So I'm going to add it straight to my water. Just mix it well and get it good and dissolved, and then I'm going to add that to my sugar and lemon juice. When I made the cake for church, I doubled my curd recipe or my mousse recipe, but I don't need that much since I'm just doing it between the layers and on top of the layer. So I think that is dissolved really well. I'm going to add that. And now I'm going to add a little bit of turmeric. The turmeric is for the color, so that your curd is nice and yellow. And I'm going to just stir this, get it cooking. It won't take very long. Once this comes up to a boil, it starts to thicken, and then you're done with it, and you have to get it cooled. So what I'm going to do, since I'm in a pinch for time, I am going to get this in a bowl and get it into my freezer so that it will chill down in a hurry. You want to keep this stirred so that it doesn't stick and scorch. And when it starts to boil, you'll see that it will start to thicken. Okay, you can see that it's starting to boil and it's already thickening. I'm going to cook it for just a minute. And then I'm going to take it off of the heat, transfer this to a glass bowl, and get it cooling. This mousse is very tart with lemon juice. It is so delicious. Okay, and now I'm going to take a piece of cling wrap and place it over this so that it doesn't develop a film on top when it cools. Okay, I'm going to set this in the refrigerator and get this cooling quickly, and we're going to get that cake in the oven next. Okay, the first thing that I want to do with my cake is to cream my shortenings and sugar together. Now I have softened this butter in the microwave, so I've got it really soft. I'm going to cream my shortenings together, and then I'll add my sugar. Okay, I'm going to start adding my sugar to this, and I want to cream it till it's really fluffy. Now while that is beating, I am going to add my baking powder and my salt to my flour mixture, and I will whisk this together just to blend it all well together. I'm going to scrape down the sides of my bowl. And I'm going to give it one more mix. And now I'm going to start adding my eggs one at a time. These eggs came off of the nest yesterday, so they are very fresh. I'm going to scrape the sides of the bowl down. And now I will start alternating, adding my flour and my milk. I begin with the flour and I will end with the flour with this cake. I'm going to add some milk. I'll add about half of that. And now I will add another part of my flour. And now I'll add the rest of the milk. And now I will add the remaining flour. And mix that real well. I'm going to scrape down the sides of the bowl and get all this flour mixed in. And now I want to add my vanilla and my lemon juice. I'm going to add a teaspoon of lemon juice and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. and combine that, mix it together. One last mix. Okay. So now I'm going to put this into 4 cake pans. I'm going to spray my cake pans with this Baker's Joy, and that way I don't have to worry about greasing and flouring it. It's all combined, because I don't want my cake layers to stick to these pans. Now I'm going to divide my batter as equally as I can into these pans. I've got too much batter in my first pan here, so I will scoop out a little bit of this. And let's see how that's going to work. Never mind my fingers. They're clean. I have dishwater drawn over there, and I wash my dishes as I go along, so my hands are clean. But anyway, let's see how this is going to look. I could weigh it, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to wing it and see if I have about the same amount in my pans. This one feels a little heavier to me. I think I may have more in that pan. But I'm going to leave it because this is family that I'm taking this to. I'm not taking it for a competition. So if this layer is a little thicker, it'll be fine. And who knows, it may not be. So I'm going to pop these in the oven, which I have preheated to 350 degrees. They will bake for about 20 to 25 minutes. I will bring them out, let them cool. We'll get this cake frosted. I have got to get busy and get going. So I'll be back shortly. Okay, my cakes are done. So I'm going to bring these out of the oven and set them on this cooling racks and let them cool before I remove them out of the pans. Okay, and once these have cooled just a little bit, then I will flip them out of the pan and let them totally cool. And then we will make the fluffy frosting. Then I'm going to put on the perimeter of the cake, finish the mousse, and we'll get this cake stacked, frosted, and finished with. So okay, my curd has cooled off, and so I'm going to go ahead and whip my heavy whipping cream, and I will incorporate this curd with the whipping cream, and I'm going to frost the layers of my cake, which have cooled. So let's get the whipping cream whipped first. Okay, I will list this recipe below so that you will know the ingredients and how much it takes to make this cake. But I'm going to start beating my heavy whipping cream, and then I will add my sugar to this once it starts to thicken. I'm going to slowly add the sugar. I want this nice and thick because when I add my curd to it, it's going to make it loosen up a little bit. But you don't want to beat it until it turns into butter either. And I think that is a good consistency. You can see that it's nice and thick. Okay, so now I'm going to bring the curd over and I'm going to incorporate it into this. I'm going to just sort of stir my curd up to kind of break it up. I just kind of want to loosen it back up. Now this curd, or this frosting, this mousse rather, it is actually mousse. It is pretty tart with lemon. So if you like a tart dessert, you will love this. Now the cake offsets the tartness, so it's a perfect blend. Okay, and so now I'm going to fold this, or add it. I'm just going to add it to my whipped cream. You would have to keep this cake refrigerated because of the whipping cream in your frosting. That is, if you have any left over. I have a feeling there might not be any left over where I'm carrying it. Okay, and I'm going to slowly incorporate that with my whipping cream. Okay, and now we will start frosting the cake. Okay, before I start stacking my cake and frosting it, I am going to go ahead and make my fluffy frosting that's going to go on the outside of my cake. And so what I've done is I have taken my Karo syrup and my water and I've mixed it together. It just helps to get the Karo out of your cup. So I have done that. I'm going to pour that into my saucepan. And I will add my sugar to this. And I will turn the heat on. I'm going to stir this to get the sugar mixed in with the Karo and water. And I am going to place my egg whites in my mixing bowl, and I'm going to go ahead and beat those. I want those beaten until they're stiff. So I will go ahead and add my egg whites. And I'm going to start those beating. Let's check and see. And they are stiff. So when my syrup gets done, I will pour that over my egg whites. This is cooked and done very much like Divinity, but it's not the same as Divinity. You want to cook your syrup to a soft ball stage. Soft ball stage is 230 degrees. Okay, I am at a soft ball stage, so I'm going to pour this up over my egg whites. You want to very slowly pour this in. I probably should have done a half a recipe for this, but it's okay because I'll still use this frosting for something else. I may make some cupcakes or something and frost them with it. I am going to add just a splash of vanilla flavoring to this. Now I'm going to be honest with you. I think I had 6 egg whites. I had made something the other day and it called for the yolk. And so I saved my egg whites, and I think it was 6. So this would be 6 egg whites instead of 4. Otherwise, you wouldn't have quite as much as what I have here. But like I said, it won't go to waste. I'll make some cupcakes or something with them. And who knows, I may eat it straight out of the bowl. I love this stuff. Okay. I am going to go over now and we're going to frost this cake and get ready to go see the family. Okay, we are going to start frosting our cake. Get this ready so that I can take it. So what I'm going to do is put some of the mousse in between the layers. Okay, and the second, I want to balance my layers. So if one side is lower than the other, check your layers, and if you have one side that's a little thicker, you place it where it's lower on the underside. But I'm sure most of you know that, so that was just a tidbit of information. I may not frost all 4 layers. The other night when I did my cake for church, I only did 3 because otherwise my cake would have been huge. It would have been so tall. So I did 3. This recipe, this cake recipe that I'm using, is the recipe that I make my 10-layer cakes with. And so that's why it makes so much batter. But it's such a good cake recipe. I love to use it for all of my cakes. Okay, you can see, I'm going to show you, for those of you that may not know or may not do a lot of baking, but you see this cake layer? It's thick on this side, it's thin over here. So when I'm placing this on my cake, I want to place it so that it will be level. And so my cake right now looks like it may be dipping a little bit on this side, so I'm going to take and place the thicker side of my layer on this side. I may do all 4 layers. Let's see. I'm making a mess. I'm getting it all over my handle. It's okay. I'm just going to lick it off. It's good. Okay, I don't want it running over on the side because of my other frosting. Now what you could do if you wanted to stop at this point, you could have the curd or the mousse on top like this, and that's my idea of what I'm going to do. But actually I'm going to decorate this sort of like I do my pineapple with the fluffy frosting recipe or video that I have on my channel, and mound the fluffy frosting around and have the mousse in the center. So I think that's what I'm going to do. It's going to be a really high cake, but that's okay because there's going to be quite a few of us over there with very very good appetites. So my cake is a little low. It appears to be a little low here, and so I am going to see if I can balance it with this cake layer and place it right here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, rather than put the mousse on it to begin with, no, I think I will. I think I'll go ahead and put it in the center. There's not much of it left, so it mainly will be to really look pretty. And you can garnish this with a lemon slice. Would be beautiful. And I probably will do that. And to add a little greenery, I will add some mint leaves. I've got to wash my hands. If you will excuse me just a minute. Okay, and I am going to just spread this around just a little bit in the center try to make it as equal from the sides as I can. And that looks pretty good. So now I am going to add the fluffy frosting around on the outside. I'm going to add this to the sides. I'm going to take this spatula and try to work this in this sort of manner. I want to concentrate right now just on getting the sides covered. And then I will come back and add more to it if I desire to do that. Okay, now I am going to add coconut to this, but first I want to clean up around the edge of my plate to get any of that off so that the coconut doesn't stick to it. I'm just going to take my finger and run it around, and then I'll take a paper towel, wet it, and clean up my plate. I just want to get any icing off of this because when I add my coconut, I want it to stick to my cake, not all over the plate. Of course, it would probably be fine if it was on the plate, but I just feel better to kind of clean it up. And so now I am going to attempt, actually, I think I'm going to get out a pan. I'm going to set my cake in this pan, and then whatever coconut falls off I can clean up easily. So let's just start sprinkling the coconut. I think this is going to be so good. Oh my goodness. I will not do a taste test until after I carry this. I will cut a piece and save to bring home, and I will show you then how it looks, and I will let you know how it tastes. You could do this with nuts, any type of embellishment that you would like, but I just thought the coconut would be really, really good. Wow, that looks awesome. Okay, so now we're going to garnish this. So let me clean my hands up and I'll be right back. We are going to decorate the top I'm going to take one of my lemons that we grew in our yard. And I'm going to make a slice. I will remove the seeds out of this. I'm going to cut this all the way through, almost to the peeling on the opposite side. And then what I'm going to do is twist this. Just twist it, lay it down on the top, and I've got a couple of sprigs of fresh mint out of my yard. And I will just stick those inside, and look how beautiful. Oh my goodness, doesn't that look pretty? And it looks amazing. I can hardly wait to sink my teeth into this. So that concludes my cake. I appreciate you watching. I hope you will give this a try. I really think it's going to be delicious with the fluffy frosting and coconut. I know it's delicious with the mousse because I've already done it that way. But anyway, thank you for joining me. Thank you for your support. And I will list this below in the description box if you would like to try and make it. And until the next time, I'm Beba, saying may the Lord bless and keep you and your family safe. And until we see each other again, have a great day. But I'll see you soon in another video. And I will be back with a slice of this to show you how it looks and to tell you how it tastes. So just stay tuned. Bye. Okay, we've made it back home and it's getting late. And our dinner this evening was a lot of fun with our family, with Clayton's oldest son and his family that was there, and his niece and great nephew and all of their family were there. But anyway, it was a nice evening, and my cake, I think, was a hit. And so I brought a slice home, and I am so full. I have to be totally honest with you. This is very difficult for me to do a taste test. I've already eaten a slice, but this is a very, very good cake. Like I told you, the curd or the mousse is very tart, and so the cake sort of offsets that. And with the fluffy frosting and the coconut, it was so good. It was a really good combination. So here is to you. I'm not sure what to call this. I guess I will call it a coconut lemon mousse cake. So here's to you, a lemon coconut mousse cake. Or did I say a coconut lemon mousse cake? I think that's what it is. Anyway. Oh, that's good. Even though I'm so full. The mousse, it is so strong with lemon flavor. I do hope you'll give this a try one more time. Let's see now. Coconut lemon mousse cake. I'm going to get just a little bit of that frosting. I'm going to let you take a close look at this. Yum is the word. Here's to you. Okay, that wraps this up. It's been a long day. It's late in the evening, and I am ready to retire for the day. So, you take care. I'll see you soon in another video. Bye.